Okay, let's make sure we're up and running and live. All right. Another great trading day, just in a small fade, 3 lots. See how that working out on the NQ. There we are, live trading. Let's go and copy this. We'll see. This fade's going to work out. It's a little volatile in this area. Well, actually, it's volatile just about everywhere. This morning, trying to figure out, did share pre-market, so anybody that's all right, so let's open that up. So I got the chat, sure, streaming there. Let's start on trading view. Where's my trading view? There you go. Set the screen capture to the right capture. Running a little late on the stream today. I wanted to start streaming a little bit earlier, but did not get a chance, an opportunity to do that. Fading this zone, there's a level there that just lost, so we probably shouldn't fade this zone too heavy, given that that just happened. I probably should shut this down. There we go. All right. No news that's on the agenda right now that we're watching. Copy this link. That fade trade for 4 lots here is kind of working in our direction a little bit. Why is the machine running slow? We'll put some trailing stops in here once we get to every time trading view. One of the most annoying platforms. Every time. Yeah, every time. Every single window. TradingView is one of the first platforms to use oftentimes. All right. I mean, it's not bad. It's just technology every day, you know, have to go through the same steps. There we are. Oh man, I wasn't watching the position, doing the stream. Went negative. Gonna give it a little area, a little room in this zone. Little room in this zone. It is a fade trade, not too heavy, just 4 lots. All right, we're going to put trailing stops in. We're in 4 lots. We are up about $1,000. We're up for the day about $1,500. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting into the stream. Anybody share? Can you hear me? Just kind of a feedback. Can hear. Can all hear and see charts well. It's probably not proper English. I'm sure there's going to be people that speak proper. Morning, Jane Wick. Good morning. Good to have you here. We're in a fade trade. We did execute it pretty solidly, I would say, based on that entry. You can see the entry there in the NQ. You'll notice a couple different things, or not couple, one new thing on my chart. Where are we in 3? Trade 3. We are in 3 there. It's a good trading day. Everybody should be trading. If you're a trader, you should be trading. If you want to be a trader, you should be trading demo. If you want to be a trader, you should be highly executing your trades. Share this on the Twitter. Good. All right. In a fade trade, 3 lots left. Got knocked out of one. NQ. NQ, as far as the trade of the quarter, is actually off and running. I mentioned that last week, I think. That NQ trade of the quarter was a long-term trade. But we day trade here. So, where are we looking for? Well, the first area here, the kind of interesting area here. Am I going to pull up TradingView and it's going to give me alerts? No. All right, we're looking at the NDX, the NQ chart, and obviously we got the day open right around 060, matching with the RDA. I would say that would be the target if this is going to be a longer-term move. We've got 2 momentum indicators to get through. We got one at 014 and one at 040. And then obviously you've got a breakdown alpha candle here that we're going to be watching as far as levels in the 5. I'm trading the 4 chart setup for those that are new. 4 chart setup. You're not seeing the 4 chart setup. You're just seeing the 4 tickers. Actually, what you're seeing right now. These are the 4 tickers that I trade for those that are new. If you have any questions, ask questions. I'll answer them along the way. Next target, lower or higher. So gold, you know, I'm gonna start just so everybody knows. I'll start. You know, I'm a very organized person sometimes, but sometimes I'm not a very organized person. So for instance, you know, when the trading day ends, I get less organized. As the trading day ensues and starts, I'm more organized. I still have, you know, I still like to have a great output of content and things. Those are wondering why I haven't put out videos and stuff like that in the last couple days. Well, where are we at now? Let me look at the charts instead of going to. Gold, I will talk about gold. So gold, you know, it's still, I assume you weren't on this. No one was on the stream. Not no one, but I assume you weren't on the stream yesterday. The gold targets are pretty straightforward. We go to GC here. I'm still in that trade, the fade trade. It is pulling back a bit. We might get pulled out of a stop. All right, we did get hit with a stop. It is pulling back on momentum on chart 2. So, you know, at this point in time, members, alphas, you do have a key level that has developed on chart 4 on the NQ. That key level that's developed is right around 106. So if we look at gold, you know, I earmarked yesterday, it's 2100 to 2200. That's basically what our system tells us. Our system tells us that's the overshoot area. Outside of that, it's just following the system and standard pullbacks. It's a momentum and bias long environment. So we see the first momentum check right now, right around 2033. I will be looking to be a heavy buyer if it does hit this range here, right around 2024 to 2020, 2020. So if it hits this, it's not 2020, it's 2023. Obviously, we got this alpha candle here that is the market can see on the 60-minute time frame. So if it gets into that right now, it's testing that. So the trade right now on the table on gold is actually long. So I'll look and see whether or not the chart supports that. It supports probably an entry right around 2032. That's what it supports. Entry right around 2032 on GC. So GC, I did move the charts around a little bit, or just so the change you'll see is that I'm putting it on priority or not priority. I put it on kind of, well, I mean the gold, the next target is higher, but right now the 60 is saying that it wants to at least probably do a check at 2034, and then if it wants to get aggressive on the downside is 2023. So those are the two areas on gold. So gold is the second chart here. Why does this look like it's not aligned properly? Because it's not aligned properly. So that's the two entries on gold right now. Right now, gold has lost the VWAP. It's lost all of our momentum indicators. So the other trade on gold, if you want to be aggressive, would be a short right around in this area, right around 2042, and then calling the bluff that it's actually going to take out that level here, right around 2042 spot 6. So we'll see if we get picked up here. If we get picked up here, we'll have to analyze the trade obviously in the midst of it, because we're fading what would be a heavy momentum environment, and it's already done the 60-minute check. So yeah, that's gold. So downside targets set or long, and initial entries on highs. So NQ just sold off. I should have been momentum trading there. Yeah, should have been momentum trading there. Stop. Sorry. This stupid trade 08. So this is trade 08. I suggest all new traders start with trade 08. If you can get on that platform. I've tested every platforms out there. It's the easiest platform to trade, in my opinion, for a new trader. As a new trader, you've got a lot of other issues you got to deal with outside of technology. So you take technology out of the mix, meaning that, okay, you know, I got to deal with technology. How many other things do you have to deal with as a new trader? Well, you got to create a trade system, which is hard enough as a retail trader with no support. The other thing that you got to do is you got to be able to be disciplined, keep yourself in psychological check. That's hard. So I'm just looking at the charts. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to outline some key levels. So, and I'm going to be streaming on Discord as well. So my voice is connected on Discord. So for those that, for zero latency. So those that are maybe watching the stream, maybe wondering why Discord, you'll see a link down below. It's because there's a little delay on all streams. So for those that just and those that just want to maybe just have a lower, maybe don't want to watch the stream or have it in the background, those are for primarily members, where I'm, or anybody that's really following along. But I call levels. I call key levels. And then if you're new here, you're maybe not sure on how this goes or how I trade. I'm trading what's called the 4-chart setup on each one of these tickers. And oh man, that would have been a great fade. Let's see if we can get involved in this fade. Wait for a pullback. So hitting the RDA. Hitting the RDA in chart 2. So oftentimes you'll hear me say reference charts. I'm not referencing the chart here. If I reference the chart here, I'll say NQ, CL, GC, or NG. There we go. We got picked up on a pullback here. We're not going to get too aggressive on this this actual fade trade here. So because it did hit the momentum indicator, we do expect that. It's also the first hour of close, so we're right in that volatility time. The opening range has been developed now, fully developed. So we do expect that pullback. The final level to watch here, we're about near the end of the close on C4.
Order filled.
Ooh, why is that so loud? Yeah. We did get picked up on our GC trade.
Order filled.
Ooh, volatility picked up. So let's make sure that we want to be in this long trade here for the NQ. Ooh, GC really ripped. We might be on the wrong side of that trade. Oh, no, we're not. That's where we wanted to get entry and long. Okay. Just got to give it room. Got to give it room to figure out what it wants to do. I don't know how much room I want to give this. Well, I just gave up the level, so we'll see. Well,
Order filled.
2032 on gold. Did an RDA check on chart 4. I think we need to wait for the other RDA check on chart chart 3, and then we got a plan to scale in down to here. So that's our scale in plan for what would be a longer term swing. So didn't expect to be picked up that quick in the gold trade there. We'll see if the buyers step up here. A little bit of a, so our real target on NQ is right around 069. That's our real target. So we might be starting that trade a little bit early. Put another entry on GC right around 15, so you can see my bracketed entries. I should cancel all these. Cancel all the offers. Here's the kind of entry on GC. So longer term swing there. Yeah, I should have waited for that lower level. I didn't on this fade here on NQ. All right. If it gives an opportunity to get out, I'll probably take it, because I should be reversing there anyways in that zone. It's not going to fail there, is it? Well, yes, I will. So if we look at the love when you mess up my charts constantly. Loved it. I just love the fact that 50% of my day is messing with TradingView. So the internals, obviously, we've got the up volume, down volume, below the zero line. It's got a momentum check here right around negative, whatever that's 6,000, 6 million, 6 billion, whatever the number is. Doesn't matter what the number is. It's just the level. You can see that I've identified key levels here. Well, it's also the momentum. So the rec stock system also works on the internals as well. So, you know, that's something to check. Come on. Wanted to get picked up, son. All right, we're in profit on that GC trade. Now it's just a matter of the challenge with that trade actually is, while we're in profit now, is that it's going to hit a momentum check on the chart 4. So I probably just exit that trade.
Order filled.
So it did exit. Oh, damn it. Sorry. Did exit that trade at roughly a $400 profit on GC. Just don't know what it's going to do. Didn't tag the RDA. The real trade on gold is probably right around here. Selling right around there. 2037. So we'll do that. We'll look to get picked up there. Started early on this NQ trade. We're watching the index. The index, as far as the NDX, what's our level, downside level that we're really watching for? 12,918. 12,918 would be buyers, pretty heavy. I should be short this, damn it. I keep saying that, and I didn't short it. I expected a reaction kind of in this zone. There's kind of a minor gap there, as well as kind of a previous day open. So did expect some kind of reaction there. Obviously we did not get it yet.
Order filled.
See if we're going to get it here. Should have been a high probability fade, but once again, fades are the hardest trades to do. The best level that we're well watching is 918. I shared that in pre-market. Obviously, if 918 hits hit, the concern that we're probably going to have is about the gap between 859. So that's the other issue. You do have the RDA right around 894 on the 60 on the index. So that would be our next area. So NQ, if we look at kind of what's on the NQ agenda. Just looking at charts. What are we up today? And I'll do a P&L check. 23.32 so far. Relatively slow morning. It's taking care of a few things. I'm in a trade where I'm down about $700. So don't want to add to it quite yet. It's kind of in a zone where I would expect a reaction, at least on the futures side, a little bit lower. So it's in that kind of zone. We'll give NQ or GC a level check. So there's a level on GC right at 238, 239 or so, a little bit lower than that. I would say 238 spot 2. That's where we have our entry on GC. And then another level developed where it kind of found the bottom right there, right around 20281. I guess I could have stayed in that trade longer, I guess. I just didn't like it was hitting an RDA on chart 4, so I guess I could have took profit and trailed the rest, but I was developing a trade also in NQ, and I didn't want to be too aggressive there. Plus this last sell off on GC broke that range, so we don't have an answer whether or not that range wants to hold yet. I don't think I could scale in down to that low. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem.
Order filled.
News, as far as news, what do we have on the agenda? Nothing. Petroleum report is already released. Didn't do much to CL. CL, our next trade on CL is really the dominant level check at 79.86. And then right around this zone. So we'll put entries right there for CL. And then
order filled.
GC, waiting for our entry up there. That's an RDA, or that's a slow momentum check. Right now it's reacting at the slow momentum or fast momentum. So let's go down to the charts. Let's look what we got. Let's start setting some key levels. Scaling into this trade slowly. I'm waiting for the zone a little bit lower. It's reacting slowly. I just don't want to go heavy until we get to that point. So identified already, just so members know, I already identified my high probability fade area. So this was the zone. So
Order filled.
just adding to that position. Now GC is selling off except for on chart 2, it's momentum, and it just did an overshoot of bias. So that's what we're watching for there, just the overshoot of bias. What does that 5 minute look like? I should have just shorted that. I should have just reversed up there, and then waited for the signal there. All right, let's continue writing in this. Share the stream. Number 7. Then I would open up live tab in YouTube. Falling into one of my bad habits here. Starting way too early on a trade that I didn't wait for confirmation.
Order filled.
All right, we got picked up on CL on that level check. Which is good.
Order filled.
So let's see how that level check goes. First initial entry. Kind of the challenge on many of these charts is that they might be reaching for like a RDA check. And they're reaching for an RDA check then on chart 3. So that's, I think, what gold's doing. So the real entry is right around 79.23. That's the real entry on that. I say real entry. To me, this is a level check. It might come up. You know, the trade on that probably is short. Wait for a short pickup at 81.11, and then if that works out, fine. If you don't get picked up, I don't get picked up, then I don't want to be in that trade. So these are the 3 areas on CL that I'm looking to get picked up on. Just kind of bracketing. So it's at the low. So I don't have high confidence in that at this zone because you've got the RDA on chart 3 right around 79.23. So that's kind of where you'd really want to enter. But a level check is a level check, so gotta kind of go off that.
Order filled.
All right, I'm starting to see a little bit of a slowdown as far as that open live tab in YouTube. What's the next step? So then you're all set up. You got that, you got that. And then there's nothing really to go through here. We're just waiting for one of the charts to react. Yeah, so you can see that CL lost that level. So it was kind of a right move on that level check. Well, it might not be right. I mean, this might be a false break here, possibly. We'll see. Problem with this fade trade at this point in time is that it's not reacting in that zone how I would like for a fade trade, meaning that it's not excited. So it's starting to shift momentum on chart 2, but for those that are wondering, I trade the rec stock system. If you're new here, the best thing to do is join down below Discord. That's where I have the best conversations, everything else. Yeah. So now it's a matter of, we've got another level here developed. It's just a matter of, okay, using that level possibly to trade around that level. For members, you should see it. It's already on chart 4. Really shouldn't have to say it. I mean, I'll say it, but members should just see it. It's clear. On chart 4, it's 049, 048 or so. You know, Sierra Charts does something nice. What it does, and that doesn't, Tradeovate doesn't allow this, is basically when you create like a tool or like a level or horizontal array, it shows the price, or there's an option. So that's one of the things that's, like I said, there's every platform you get into, there's things that you like about it and there's things that you don't. You know, things you have to deal with and things that you kind of, with great customization comes a lot of a learning curve. That's why I say new traders, look, I'll say this. If you're a new trader or if you're someone struggling and you haven't been profitable, it's possible to be a successful trader. So, you know, the first thing, I'm not a super rah motivational guy. I just don't, I've never attended one of the Tony Robbins events, for instance. When I go there, I feel like I'm in a cult. But, I mean, the ones I've been to. But there is something to be said that, you know, hearing that and believing that, I believe in a lot of the stuff that's taught by Mr. Robbins and his ilk. But I just don't need it, I guess. I don't need to attend these seminars, I guess. That doesn't help me. I'm able to self-correct and self-motivate. But I know not everybody's like that. So if you're not like that, just hear me. It's very within the it's beyond probable. If you have focus and discipline and you focus on every day improving, you can be a successful trader. You're going to have to blaze your own path. But I'll just share from a perspective of technology. You don't want to have to be learning technology and learning to trade and learning to do all this stuff like all in one. Like, choose your battles. Choose what you're going to do. So that's why I say Tradeovate is one of the easiest platforms to trade for new traders. It's because it's pretty intuitive. Rather intuitive. Where's our next level? Hold on. Yeah. It's the RDA. It's what I originally focused on. Yeah. It's that RDA tap. Now, is it going to hit that? We are getting to that significant high VWAP area that I've been targeting for, or not targeting. That was actually on the agenda for a while. Let's look at the daily. Members should also be recognizing another thing on the daily on the index. You obviously got a fast momentum. So, you know, there's multiple zones here that I'm targeting as far as a fade trade here. Look at that. NG. I think these NG trades are invalid, so I'll get out of those because it did test those zones, but it didn't tag 2.2. So that trade of the quarter is still on, but that's a longer term swing trade for NG. We're talking long term. Markets have chilled a little bit, but we do expect some kind of reaction here in this zone. Right around 910, 920 on the index. It's kind of where we expect a little bit of reaction. So
order filled.
Tag the level. It's kind of one of the things I was looking for tagging the level.
Order filled.
Yeah, need to get a little bit better basis on that thing. But let's wait for the right area to get the best basis on this thing. Once again, new traders shouldn't be doing fade trades. And you should only be doing fade trades around high probability areas. And then also, I'm an aggressive trader, so I start my positions early. I am working on that. So working on making that better. But also, from a fade trade perspective, we haven't got any confirmation yet. So there's no confirmation. So we might get picked up here on the CL trade here, based on what it's doing. It's hitting the RDA on chart 2. It's hitting the momentum check on chart. I think where we probably want to be is a little bit higher. That's where we want to be on that trade. All right, we got another level to trade against. Put some entries in there. Let's look at the internals. Just for a gut check. Yeah, right around that momentum check. Big Tech gave up another rolling VWAP. So it doesn't want to go down and test the 9 and 10s. That's the question. Looks like it might. Does look like it might want to do that. So that's something to watch for. Next reaction NQ at 13.010. Yeah.
Order filled.
Well, I think we need to be less aggressive with the CL trade. That's one thing. That's on the agenda. Now the question is, the index want to do another momentum check right around 959. That's the question. Should be my entry. So NG did sell off at the momentum check on the daily, which is what we expect. So that was the trade for the pre-market. And I was in that partially, or not, I was in that for a bit, but I did get out. I got out when it looked like it was going to hold the momentum or the bias right around 2152 or 2.152. Yeah. Yeah. Slow grind down there. All right, let's continue in the document. Start stream in OBS. I think that trading view thing should be probably moved down here. Yeah. So that should be moved down here. It's going to tag that level, isn't it? Yep, should have waited for that level. Well, golly. Click start stream and trading view. Okay. What's the next thing that I do? The next thing that I do is right on that fast momentum indicator, almost tagging it a little bit lower, right around 916. Yeah. That's the momentum indicator right there.
Order filled.
Let's go over here. Oh, I didn't do that. How did I forget that? Okay. Where would I put that? Huh. I don't know where I would put that. I think I would put that here. Pick me up there. That's where we were. That's where I should have started like an idiot. All right. Constrained trading view. So I've got that started. I've got that started. And then what's the next thing I need to do? Start stream. OBS. Yeah, start stream. So for those that are wondering, if I'm not calling anything, that means because basically nothing's changed. There's nothing to be called. The other thing that is maybe strange to most people, how can we see the current price in the chart? I guess I don't know what. Can you be more specific about that? What do you mean current price? I mean, actually, I do have. Well, don't I have? I do have that set on most of these charts, don't I? Thought I did. Price levels. Oh, yeah. I don't know why. Sometimes it's set and sometimes it's not. This is weird. There it is. So usually I have it set where it is set to that, but you know, that wasn't last trade price. That's that little gold text there. That's what it is.
Order filled.
All right, we tagged the official, and now it's a matter of doesn't want to actually do the gap fill. That's the only question that we have right now. Gold is trending on Twitter. I don't go on Twitter that often anymore. Don't check the news. I don't really participate in modern culture anymore. I'm not going to do anything about it, so I'm not going to participate in it.
Order filled.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, you know, I have alerts or I have various things and I'm watching. This is how I trade off stream, just so everybody knows. And
Order filled.
I'm waiting for the level. No, I'm waiting for the level and then I'll go heavy. Like an idiot, I started way too early. We're in the CL trade though. I did get picked up on that CL trade. We're only in one lot on that. So this is a check on chart 4. So we'll do another entry right up here, 80 spot 56. And then we'll kind of bracket that entry right here, just because it seems to be a little aggressive there. So I don't want to be on the other side of that CL move there. All right, we have a daily check there. Should have just waited for that. Not expected the overshoot or the undershoot. That was a mistake. So I'll put that in my journal. Got a level, got a well, we're about 190. Yep. Bam, we got that level. All right, now we got 2 levels there. So that's another level. Why is it not showing up in the chart? Yeah, I always like when my drawings don't show up on the charts when they're supposed to. Friggin' technology, dude. Got picked up on the other CL trade, or other CL lot. Another position there. Alright, now it's showing up strangely. There's our current level. Wait for another level tap. So we'll look for another level tap there. Not get too aggressive yet. Not get too aggressive yet. Click and start string trading view, and then what do I do? What's the next step? Can I do the same for gold and NG? Oh yeah, I can. I mean, but I guess. It's really obvious if you trade my system what the levels are. So, I mean, I say this often. You should be able to pull up a chart and see that the number one, within 20 seconds, you should know that the best two trades to do on the long and short side. It just, that's how quick, you know, you need to get adept. And that shouldn't take longer. That shouldn't take that long for you to build that skill set. Meaning like a couple weeks at the most. At the most. Then the levels, I mean, identifying the most significant levels on a chart, that's easy. I mean, it's, and then, so for instance, those are the two most significant levels are there, right there on the GC chart right now. I mean, it lines 2047, and then we've got the 2027. You know, those are outside of the fives. You know, these are obviously distinct to those charts that we're trading there. NG is, you know, NG is a little bit more interesting as far as the level. You know, we really got a significant level right in there, 20 spot 60, 060. That's kind of your key level. If it's gonna take out 0.079, then it's probably gonna take out, or it's probably gonna tag 060. Most likely. Yeah, that CL trade is not working in our favor either. Yeah, momentum shifted there. I think we'll get out of that.
Order filled.
And then the best trade is on this. Yeah. All right. And then on the upside, I mean, the upside level is obvious on the NG. One of these days I should just do the obvious level trades. That's what I should do. Just stick to those straight up trades. I mean, there'd only be about 3 to 4 of them a day. So it would be more of a swing trade type of day. 2 spot 190, the next NG level. Momentum check on chart 4. We expect that. So kind of expect that type of behavior. All right, let's go and finish that. So and then what's the next thing I do? Well, the next thing I do is
filled.
Hope he's open stream mic. All right. Let's go around the table. You know, I'm working on creating just templates for things. Because I do, and I'm working on, I'm on a phase of automation and seeing where technology can help instead of hinder much of my daily activities. Really, we don't know if this zone's going to hold, but this would be one of the things where you look back in the day and you'd say, hey, you know, that would what is this? Sorry, I'm trying to share it. Okay, so NQ CL GC NG. All right. I'm just, like I said, I'm working on automation. I'm working on also, there's a couple things that I've wanted for years. And I just haven't, they're in my list of like, hey, that'd be cool, or that'd be sweet, that'd be interesting. Not even interesting. That would be very helpful. It would also help with kind of keeping things in check. Talking about the markets. And I'm not sharing what they are specifically because I'm not going to share anything anymore until it's like we have an official release date. So that's when I'll share stuff, is when I have an official release date on something. At the RDA now, so I didn't get we do expect a reaction there. So it's just a matter of, that is also on that 5-minute candle. So you expect a reaction there in that zone. It's not really anything unusual. All right. Where are we at now? Sounds very valuable clarity-wise. This one stream of main levels, high probable trades. Oh, yeah. No. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I think that's what one of these days I'll just do okay, we're going to do just straight up chart 4 level checks. And then basically that's what we trade. That would probably be a good exercise. This is why I don't go on Twitter. This is why I don't check the news. I don't care about Trump. I literally don't care. Like literally, I could care less. And I would ask anybody, if you do care, why? You know, not being an ass, just why? If you're not going to do anything about it, you're not going to get actively involved, why care? It's just a form of entertainment. All right, that's my TED Talk for the day. It's going to hit that, isn't it? Yeah, it is going to hit that. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a trader. All right. So at this point in time, step 12, we have all this in place. Yeah. So I'll plan that out. So I'll share for members, number one, there's no trades that I'm looking at that are high probability trades right now. I'm in a trade right now that obviously I started early based on the daily. So I wanted to see more of a reaction there. I haven't got, I haven't got aggressive on it yet just because I'm giving it room to potentially give me an opportunity to get out or tell me that I need to wait for the key level. So, yeah, so CL's doing kind of what we expected there. I don't know if there's a sell-off potential there. Sorry, GC. GC is, doesn't want to do an RDA check, and if it does an RDA check, doesn't want to take out that alpha or check the alpha open at 2010. So that's the one question here. I'll be sharing updates here in a second. I said I'm just, jeez, what the hell was that? Booyakasha. There we go. All right. So I share that. Now, this machine doesn't have voice capture like the other machine does. So how would I do that? So here's the thing. I'll just share with most people. Like, it, if you need chart time, then watch the charts. But, as you develop as a trader, it's probably not healthy to just sit there and just watch the charts. Just watch them unfold. Unless you're actively, in a trade or something. But a lot of times, it's just better just to develop a process where, you're trading and then your focus is I'm not saying you should be unfocused. I'm just saying that there's a point in time where basically you have to decide how you want to trade. Let me just share that. So I'm looking for a test maybe around 0.80 on the actual, but it might not get there. Yeah, it might not get there. No, you don't. You don't need that much. But yeah, you need a decent amount of capital. You do need a decent amount of capital to fade. And this isn't the well executed fade either. So this is not a well executed fade. But I should have the mistake I made is not waiting for. Well, number one, I didn't wait for official confirmation or fade confirmation, which really came at 10:02 on chart 2. But the other thing is that I misjudged the reaction zone for starting early, and so the reaction zone was really 918 on the index. That was the reaction zone. So that's when I should have started the position at 918. Just been patient for it. Falling into old habits again. It's a constant struggle. All right, so I've got this. So I create this. So then once I create this, then I can text update each one. And if I text update each one, then I can just copy each one. Is there... yeah, I mean, there is, but, it's also not... Like I said, it should have been executed better. So... Mo better. This machine, I can't update. It's missing a key component to update to the next version of Windows. So I'm going to have to get a new beast. And if I get a new beast, the question is, do I go all 4K? That's the question. So...
Order filled.
That is the question. Do I go all 4K? Except for one, obviously, the one that I stream. So that's the question. So right now, the most significant level on the chart, if it does get down there, is 0.27. So 0.27 is the most significant level at this point in time if it gets down there. Looks like it might be maintaining. Hey, Doge is trending again. Doge. Doge. What the heck? I'm just waiting for Doge to go to $1 sometime. I don't even know who Colin Waka is. Nope, no idea. Don't care. You know, I wish Twitter would allow the ability to block politics. And I know the not the most, but you know, a good portion of Twitter is political. So, is there voice capture on this version of Windows? That's the question. There's a voice recorder app. There's speech settings. CL, the trade on CL really is a short down to 79.41, but and maybe that's the trade we do.
Order filled.
So I'm gonna put in trailing stops on that thing, give it a little bit of room, see if we get picked up on the second position there on CL. So short CL right now. Did a momentum check. That was the best trade, and then we're looking for on the downside a target right around 79.18 if it gets there. So 79.18 is the target on that. Why does it not go back any more than that? That's weird. Which would align with kind of 79. Yeah, that aligns. 79.05 is probably the next zone.
Stop filled.
Well, that was relatively quick. So it's given it didn't hold the bias on chart 4, CL I'm talking about. So it didn't hold the bias on chart 4. So what we'll do is do an entry right around bias check, and then right around the level check, right around 80.46, 80 spot 46, and then we'll put a protective stop in the market there on that thing. Waiting for an RDA break here in chart 2 on NQ. Yeah, so for those wondering, I stream on I voice stream on Discord because there's no delay on voice. So that's for, you know, what I do here streaming wise, do for members in my training, one-time fee, $9.97. You get everything, my full trading system. The trade you're seeing me execute right now is not a high probability trade. Well, it would have been if I would have waited for confirmation, but because I'm an aggressive trader that has two trading habits that have infiltrated his trading, I'm working on those two habits. Still revert back to them every now and then. Okay, so this is Windows. Okay, yeah. So 5 minute, you know, once again, I'm, you know, at this point in time, is it going to test this? Is it going to test the OR high or low? That's really what's on the agenda. Is that what it's going to do? Okay, that's what I was doing. How do I do voice capture on this? Okay, I'm not in the right browser to search. Still, you know, once again, being very stubborn with that momentum check. And going forward, I'm not going to stream the full session. I'll take lunch breaks, you know, and then I'll come back in the afternoon if I'm streaming that day. NVIDIA. So, damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a trader. Old school Star Trek. All right, well, we'll put a trailing stop in this CL trade. We'll see if we get stopped out of that thing. Right now it's in minor profit, about $200. The question is, do I just get out and reverse here, or do I wait for the upper test? We wait for the upper test. One more push. Don't like the way that 60's looking, but I like the way the other 60's looking. That's the challenge. Let's look at that.
Order filled.
Yeah. There we go. Got picked up on another CL position. 2 lots. Give it a little bit of room here. And we'll see. All right. Let's put in 10. So that's what I was looking for, is a voice capture. All right, NVIDIA's down 3%, which I don't know why that's a surprise, given its run that it's had. What time is it? Oh, about to get the second hour of the close. Second hour of close. So, well, look at that CL. So do I call the bluff on CL? That's the question. Do we call the bluff on CL? Oof, no, I should have done that.
Order filled.
Just took a little risk off. I didn't ding my P&L, but at this point in time, based on the chart movement, I need to take a little risk off. Might regret it if it rips up, but, you know, given where I'm at. So we got another level at an 80 spot 42 to trade on the CL. You know, the one thing that's annoying about Trade 08 is that your same tool, so the same click, meaning left click for your tool, is the same for order entry, which is just dumb design. Once again, it's platforms that I know aren't developed by people that actually really trade. Because if these platforms were developed by people that really trade, they wouldn't do asinine stuff like that. As far as like a, you know, creating functionality or user interfaces that did that. That's how I know that a lot of these platforms are not developed by people that really trade. Guess we should have waited for that level check. Now this is a 60-minute, so you know, with CL, you got to be able to, or be willing to scale in up to 80.62. Because it did hold the RDA extreme band there on that move there. So it held the RDA extreme band, but and the 60-minute this is the other thing to kind of keep in mind with CL is that it might be in a changeover state. That's the other thing that I'm looking at there in that chart. Is it in a changeover state? Probably a little bit. That's probably good. Then the next positions on that would be right around 80 spot 59. That's where you'd want to be. 80 spot 59. Are we in 3? No, we're not in 3. So we need to be in 3. We're not in 3 on that position.
Order filled.
And then we can cancel these. They're no longer valid. And I need to decide, do I just short that? So CL for this trade with the target right around, well, if it takes out that low, then obviously it's not obviously, it's going to take out the other low. And then, you know, we got 2 targets on this thing. We've got 79.25 to the downside and then 79.01. You know, that's kind of what the chart's saying. That's kind of what the chart is actually earmarking. We'll see though. Like I said, you got to plan to scale in up to 80. It's a 60-minute. What we're talking about here is we're talking about chart 3. Chart 3 might take 1 or 2 hours to unfold. That's kind of the trade that's on the table for CL. All right, now we're in profit in this fade trade. I did take, like I said, I probably didn't have to. Well, no, not I probably. The reason why I took 10 off on that position and took a loss is that there was a probability there that it might have just continued to rip down. And what would have happened is that I would have been back down to negative 12 to 15 grand. And then at that point in time, I could have then got heavy to then make up this loss. So waiting for, so we've got 2 kind of key levels here. We got a key level right now on the index, which is happening right now as we speak. And then I'm looking for a larger move up to 968 on the index. So in reality, I guess what I should do just to protect the position is probably put some trailing stops in here once we kind of get a little bit more, but we do have a reaction zone here. So I would expect there's going to be a reaction right around 0.59 on the NQ. That's what I would expect. But, you know, if it is going to test the OR low, then we got room up to 0.92. So I'm out of coffee. That's one of the problems. I'm not out of coffee. Why is it not properly dispensing? Is the question. All right, I'll start putting in some trailing stops. There we go. 5. Yeah, this is where it's like, this is where I go back and like, dude, why did you take 10 off? Like you would have been. I just took 10 off for the possibility like I already shared. All right, we're going to take some out.
Order filled.
Took 5 off. Actually didn't really help our P&L because our basis sucks. Take 5 more.
Order filled.
And then I'm going to take this 10. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just divvy it up as far as trailing stop loss around key specific areas. So right there, give it room for a momentum check, give it room for a momentum check, give it room for a momentum check. And then it might continue to rip up, but we're fade trade reaction zone. and then I'll leave 2 in reserve so I can really. Well, that 5 minute actually just took out that, or if it takes out that high, then it's probably going to continue up. That was a D minus trade. This was a D minus trade. D minus because I started way too early. I didn't wait for confirmation. Fell back into my aggressive trading ways of like, hey, you got enough powder to trade yourself out of a trade. But we'll make it up. We'll stay in the gray green. So down about $700 on that CL trade. We're in 3, so I think what we do is we get less aggressive on that. We'll trade the other levels. So, well, no. The problem is we're in 3 at that key level. And that's where we'd want to be in 3. So, let me cancel all that. Where we'd want to be in the next 3 is right here. And then the next 3 would be right here. Overshoot of that. Call the bluff on it. And call the bluff officially on the market up here. 80 spot 91. See if this momentum check's going to hold. We do expect a reaction there. Obviously, it's in a reaction zone. Where is the reaction zone? It's on chart 4. So members, that's what I'm trading. Or that's the reaction zone. It's the slow momentum. So I want to develop a process where what I can do is I can throw in a mic and I can do this. I need to, okay, well, we'll do this. Hopefully it doesn't pop up. I'm starting to use Bing more. I'm sure Microsoft is happy about that whole situation. I'm sick of Google, Google's search being progressively worse. So, but Bing doesn't like it when I use Bing in Google Chrome. So, if I owned Google, you know what I would do? If people search for Bing on Google, I would put an alert there saying, "Are you sure you want to do that?" That's why I can't run a technology company, because I'd find ways that I could maybe troll the world. I guess that's what Elon's doing, kind of in a way. Yeah, I thought it was key H. All right, I'm going to take some off here, off my 10.
Order filled.
Ooh, the CL trade, I do not like that entry. It's a terrible entry. And in some ways I should, well, I'm waiting for the level check on that thing. I will say I did pass a milestone. Not that I check this. Not that I like. It's a thing that I actually like. Well, I mean, I passed this 2 months ago, overall. But as far as the P&L results that y'all see, we passed the $600,000 mark so far this year. What month is it? It's the 4th month. So yesterday was 23,422. Day before that was 17, and then obviously 7. I was on chemo getting off chemo, on chemo, on chemo, non-chemo trade day, non-chemo trade day, on chemo, non-trade chemo day. You can tell the days that I'm kind of like getting treatment because it's like usually like $5 to $7 grand getting chemo treatment, and then the days where it's like in the 20s, then I'm not on chemo treatment. Which I had a scan this week. If have you looked into a copy trading or a mirror? No. You know why? I have an aversion to people making money off me, off my efforts. So that's why. I mean, I created my why, just so everybody. I'll share this in a video. Oh, one thing I was going to share with all members or everybody is that, look, why is there not like content, not a ton of content? Because I'm refocusing, and there's going to be two type of content I'm going to create. Highly scripted content of high focus and value. Obviously, I'm not the best, as far as editing and everything else. I'm just more like highly scripted content. The other thing is just barks. For instance, when someone has a member has a question, and I can do a 5 to 10 minute video, and it's I say 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes that turns into 20 minutes, and then basically just videos where I can do that are value focused. I have a couple bullets. I know what I'm going to cover, but so the content going forward, I'm really focusing on, well, number one, all the pattern library being done. We've got the swing trading, updated training to do. So the other thing that's on my agenda, and I know I just distracted, is equities. I want to have a section of equities on the site where I swing trade equities using scanners, which would also include the options trades that I do. So I do some option trading here and there, but I only do it on 12 different tickers, and I only do it in certain scenarios. And then I use butterflies. Anyways, let's not get distracted down that whole rabbit hole of option trades. But so you might be wondering why, you've got a trade system. Well, what I trade the same system in every market and every kind of instrument, but they're derivatives, so the option trades are obviously derivative of option trading, or of the system, because it's trading options. Probably going to get knocked out of this trade here. Not going to maximize our profit there. The question is, do we want to reverse? I don't think we want to reverse because it's, and I want to maximize profit, but I'll get back in on a level test down to 0.23. So if it does tag 0.23, I'll get back in, most likely. So, and then that, we're still holding out on that. So this might be an overshoot. I just added 3 to the actual CL trade. So we're in 6 lots on CL. We're short. Trading chart 3 is the control. So members, chart 3 is the control. So chart 3 is the control. We're shorting the NQ now. But then we will probably reverse if the level on 0.22 holds. So if the level on 0.22 holds, we'll reverse on that NQ trade. Right now we're going to obviously lost momentum, lost bias. This candle will kind of answer whether or not it's going to do that test, because that might have been a momentum overshoot on the 5 on the index. So that's something to watch. So yeah, so so a lot of the content will be scripted, focused. The other aspect is, like I said, now you might be wondering, like, I'll just share. Well, actually, I'll ask, and if no one wants to know, then I won't share. All right, is anybody interested in why I do this? If you're not, I'll just shut up about it. But if you are interested, I'll just share high level why I do this. What motivates me from a perspective. Well, there's a couple things that motivate me, but I will share that if people are interested. If not, I'll just shut up and keep trading. Okay, so let's look at the charts. Well, we got GC is got a VWAP tested RDA. It's kind of in the middle of a range. You know, not the best entry if you're going to trade up to that. Your next trade is here. Oh, for those wondering, that it should be obvious. Well, this is stupid. Why is this yellow? Sorry. I do have countdowns on this. So volatility picked up. Maybe I will just do the copy trading. Maybe I will. You know, is there anybody that's willing to do research on copy tradings with Tradeovate and then provide me with the top solutions? P&L check, we're down $3,000 so far. Waiting to see if this I'm waiting on this NQ trade. Is it going to, so the key level on the index, obvious or not obvious, the next level is 925. So now it's just a matter of, okay, not get too aggressive on the short side because it is pretty volatile and it maybe wants to hold that level. So here is where we want to short. I'm only in 2 lots there. Why am I only in 2 lots there? Thought I did 3. Oh, there is, like, desperately want to create a plot, or I'm hoping that Sierra charts will have the things that I want. Short on that NQ trade, not the best entry there, but we are looking at this level on the downside. We're short in CL, down about $1,000 on that trade. Probably should wait. If it's going to rip up, it's probably going to rip up and test the OR high. So we probably should just trade around that. And where's that trade? Where do we ditch that trade? Well, the problem is we ditched the trade probably. Well, yeah. So that's actually not the realistic entry. This is the realistic entry. A close above 808, 8.75, we ditched the trade. So that's what we do on that. All right, now the question is this going to be a zone here for the CL? I bet it's going to hold that. Yeah, it's going to hold that. I bet it's going to hold that, and it's going to go test 960. All right, fine. We'll reverse. We'll reverse you, little sucker. Yeah. So I think this red candle on the index is going to be answered right away. So we're just in 2 lots. Yeah. The buyers are stepping up. So now the question is on the overall market, does it really want to retag the fast momentum, or is it going to go up and retest 132? That's the question. So you need to be open to both scenarios.
Order filled.
Yeah, need to be open to both scenarios there. Ooh, look at that. Volatility picked up.
Order filled.
There we go. Got some vol up in there. One more check here. So we're watching the index for those who wonder. Now also, you know, So big tech is trying to take that move there. Obviously, it's mirroring the same thing. The other thing that factored into it, as I should have waited for, is these 9 and 10s. These rolling 9 and 10s on big tech. I should have just waited for that. So those are zones I should have waited for. Obviously, we got the level check down in 13.026. So that's the next obvious zone that I was trading down to that before, and I might be in the midst of a chop here. So let's not get too aggressive on that. This CL trade is holding momentum. Yeah. So chart 3 is driving that, and where chart 3 really is at, it might be in a changeover state, so we don't know that yet. So that's the question on that. Sorry. Not got my answer. Won't share that then. If it recaptures fast momentum here on the index, the NDX, then I anticipate it probably will go and test the next momentum indicator at 959. Might even try to take out that alpha at 967 or so. But it's not occurring yet. I mean, the trade is the momentum trade, but I think we're at you need to factor in the daily. The daily's at a fast momentum check, so when you're thinking about shorting, you just got to factor in that aspect there, the higher time frame. Windows key, Control 8 or Windows H. Okay, Windows H. Oh, there we go. To use dictation, select a text field. Okay, so why is this on this window here? Okay. That's stupid. All right. So why is it on this window here?
Order filled.
Down to the level. We'll see if that's going to roll. Yeah. Problem is we're middle of a range there. So we don't know if that's going to roll or not. Okay. Index is at the middle of a range. Period. Daily is at fast momentum check. So be careful on shorts. Chart 3, driving the narrative there. In changeover state. Period. Short at momentum indicators. Given the daily action, you need to side with the buyers. Any fades need to be extremes. Okay, we're up $680 on that. We're waiting for this level down here. So that's what we're really waiting for. I'll take some off.
Order filled. Order filled.
Just take, you know, or momentum trade here on NQ down to the level at 3020. So did work out in our favor so far. GC trade is not in profit yet. Does look like it's going in our direction, but that's a longer term trade. So wait for the double level check or reversed down there. That's really the key. Hopefully don't want to get knocked out on this trade, but also don't want it to go against me. So I will just protect it with some stops. All right, now let's try some on chart 1. Let the RDA be your guiding. You know, I think Google has this too.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
Yeah. Stopped out.
Stop filled.
Yeah. So the question is, do we short again? Didn't tag that level, but it did tag another level. I think you short again up here. Start here.
Order filled.
And then you short again up here right around 051. That's what you do. The CL trade is obviously a not obvious. It's we're using chart 3, which is our 60-minute time frame, and we're using that as the thesis for the trade. Our first entries were around a reaction zone. We're at another reaction zone here, but then the next entries that you see there on the chart are around are bracketed around an entry zone. Ooh, NQ short might not work out. So the question is on that trade. I mean, it looks like it wants to hold the lows. That's the challenge here. It really looks like it wants to hold the lows. So, but I'm not going to trade that heavy again because we don't have an. Well, we do have that. It didn't do the official level test. The level I want to see tested is 0.25. So that's what I want to see tested. You've got a key level at 2.192. The key upside level is at 2.192. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm streaming why it's on. The key level is at 2.192. Upside. Period. Okay. I'm just so you know, I know no one cares. Well, not that no one cares, but you know. I'm just working on automation of some of the things I'm doing. All right, do we get heavier on this? That's the question. No, we don't. Not yet. Does look like it's going to hold, though.
Order filled. Order filled.
Put in trail stops. Let that trade either work out or not on an NQ. Fade long. Okay, that helped. So I know Google has a, with Google Docs, they have this. All right, so that's the first thing I need to do is I need to separate this out so that it's easier to read. The other thing that I probably need to do is have one for Discord and one not for Discord. Okay. The other reason why I need to separate this out is that YouTube only allows this. Which, how would you do that? Could I automate? I wonder if I could automate this via Stream Deck. So I'll look to get picked up maybe on an additional 1 or 3 lots here on the NQ if it pulls back to this. Right now it's just we're in 3 lots. We're fade trading. Around that zone.
Order filled.
There we go. Got picked up on 3. So if it does go up to this zone around 955 on the index, then that's kind of what we're watching for. Do I believe that? That's the question. Yeah.
Order filled.
All right. There we go. Just don't believe it yet. Don't believe it till it happens. Maybe it is happening right now.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right. Let's put in some trailing stops at 3. Okay. CL trade is not behaving. Waiting for our entries up above. Yeah, so that's the annoying thing about this. Okay, so I should probably do it on this monitor here. All right. Yeah, so we'll do this. I wish there was a way to do this. There might be a tool I can figure out to use. Fade trade. That level held on the 5 on the index. GC is kind of doing well. I think there's 2 ways to trade that on GC. I'll share this in Trade Room Alpha. Use chart 4. I use chart 4 with guidance from obviously chart 2, but you know it's flipped momentum, so it's trade that. So I'll look to get in a trade here on this, on GC, and a pullback maybe around 236, 237, and we'll see if there's a pullback. This is using chart 2. See if there's a pullback on that. It's 11 o'clock. We'll be taking a break here in a little bit. Just step away from the charts. I'm not going to be trading the full session anymore. Or I mean, I'll be around doing things, but I won't be, not going to be trading the full session anymore, streaming wise. But I'll be around in Discord. Okay. Next level on GC is 2047. So, and it's almost, can you get in a trade to trade up to that?
Order filled.
So I'll get a little aggressive on the entries on chart 2. And then put the entries where they need to be. I would double up right here. Triple up. Then I would double up right here. Okay. There we go. Nah. We're in 1 on GC.
Order filled.
What do we get picked up on? Okay. Good job. Level check in target on the NQ. Should have traded down to that. Waited for that.
Order filled.
Yep. That's what I did. Now let's see if this level check holds. That's the question. Overshoot, and then will it hold? Ah, come on. Don't just stall here. You can do it. You can actually check the actual level. Level is really right around, to be precise, is right around 0.24. Then is it going to tag that on the 5 on the index? It might have just already done it. That's the problem. No.
Order filled. Order filled.
There we go. Ah, no, it's not going to do it.
Order filled.
One more rip down and then it should do it. Watching the NQ. Obviously, we're in a couple different trades. GC looking to be picked up on a pullback trade up to the upper level. Come on, tag that level. There we go. Tag it. And give us confirmation. That's what we want. Tag it and give us confirmation, okay? Now, the one thing we do need to be kind of mindful of on the actual NQ is, does it want to tag the low? And does it want to take out the RDA? So I'm going to stay in this until we get a confirmation. And then I'm going to just put in trailing stops. I'm going to take some off. We're at a level check. I'm going to try to take some off.
Filled. Order filled.
We're in the lunch session. So the question on that lunch session is it going to sell off more, or is it going to hold this key level and then range during the lunch session? So that's the question. There we go. Got the level test officially. Now it's just a matter of, do we reverse early or do we wait for confirmation? Wait, we were reversed for, wait.
Stop filled. Order filled.
All right, didn't reversed. Do the level check trade. We'll see if it holds. A little early on the holding. We don't have confirmation, but we do have the first check. So now it's just watching chart 2. It's literally just watching chart 2. Yeah. GC's working, or doing the thing that we needed to do as far as a failure around the key momentum area on the 60. That's what we're watching. All right. Just trying to hold that level. Really trying to hold that level on the NQ. It's focused on it. Just trying. All right. We got about 500 more on chart 4 for completion of possibly another level check. Another higher level, I should say. Stair step level in a way. Not really, but sort of. GC. You're doing me wrong, man. I started that early. You know, we're targeting that high, obviously, on GC.
Order filled.
What do we get picked up on? Another GC trade. Level check in play on the NQ. That was the trade, chart 4. We'll go back to the 5 on the index, see what that's looking like. All right, so it's trying to hold that significant anchored VWAP level on the index. So obviously that's not the index, that's the overall NQ, because index doesn't have volume, doesn't provide volume. All right. I wanted to get up a little bit higher before I take a little bit off, but we are at a reaction zone on chart 2, so it's kind of now on the reaction zone. Is it going to switch over? That's the question. And then is this level going to hold or not? That's the overall question. The overall question is this level going to hold? The 5, it looks like it's, you know, recapturing kind of a false break, overshoot possibly, but it's not excited to make that move. So right now it's just a matter of, okay, we've got another level to trade against, which it's right at right now. So now it's just literally just, okay, does that next level that was created hold? And in this, as far as chart 4, the amount of time left in this bar, I mean, we're only at 75, we're only 25% in. So we don't have an answer yet on the close of that bar. We do have a level. Hotkeys on the chart. All right. TradingView added some new things. Oh, so trading. They've added some trading hotkeys. Yeah, you know, I did check out recently the TradingView trading, and they have updated their trading. Kind of like it's kind of nice. All right. GC, we're in profit on that trade in 3 lots right now. At this point, I think what I do on that trade is I put in trailing stops to give it a little bit of room. Trailing stops, and then we cancel. Let's make sure we have that turned on. And then we cancel our bids and just put in trailing stops on this trade, give it enough room. So at this point in time, it rechecked momentum and bias, and it shouldn't come back and recheck it. I mean, it can come back and recheck it, but it shouldn't fail there. If it fails there, then we want to be out of the trade. So it's kind of where we're at on that. That's all I got to say about that. This level check is being stubborn. Let's look at the internals. What do the internals tell us, if anything? Wow. Okay. Well, we do have a little bottoming behavior on the up vol down vol. So we do have that. And then we did. And then big tech is trying to find a bid. Not quite at an extreme there. So, should have took some profit on that. Yeah, knew I should have took some profit at the actual reaction zone. There we go, got a break of the level. So do we believe the break of the level?
Order filled.
That's a question. All right, so that level, that the previous level that was created, obviously was exceeded, and then we got another level test here. So another level test. It's really trying to hold that level, and GC is coming back to our entry. Might be in a time too where there's not. It's just not going to move. Just given the time of the market. It's 11:15, or yeah, 12:15 market time. So it might just be in this weird range for a while. Which, like I said before, I'm gonna, just for not to sit in front of the screen the whole time, I'm not gonna be, I've done a couple streams recently where I basically streamed the whole session. I'm not gonna be doing that anymore. So that's I'm not gonna be doing that. Damn it, Jim. Yeah, that was the trade on the table.
Order filled.
All right, where are we at there? I think, took out that low, so now it's just the RDA check. That's really kind of what we're watching for. Now it's just the RDA check. Yeah, that's pissing me off. That CL trade, we're still waiting for that thing to unfold and decide if it's going to rip up or rip down. Kind of in the midst of that. Position wise, if the 60-minute does what it's doing, we're positioned well for that. So that'll look like a great trade on the 60. The challenge is just it's got the next momentum check in sight, which is right around 81 spot 61. 81 spot 61 is kind of where it's at. So that's kind of what we're watching for. So we'll see.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
There we go. What the hell? Oh, there we go. All right, GC's trying to move from that level. Really trying to move from that level. There we go.
Order filled.
I want to add a CO at this zone, but I'll just be patient, be disciplined, wait for the check. Oftentimes CL does that. Just kind of does this spike type of behavior. Oftentimes it does that. All right, so we got that solved. I think I could figure out that. What I need to do is figure out how I do a simple copy paste to this, copy paste to that, copy paste to that. So I know that Discord could do that. I could just do it one at a time. That's what I could do. I could create a series of shortcuts that would basically NQ, bam, select all, bam, do that, bam. Okay, that's what I could do. That's what we could do, son. All right. Just so, I know no one, progressively, I say no one cares. I just, my normal trading is I'm trading and then I'm also doing other things, writing, got a novel I'm working on pushing out. Going to be my first official novel release from my entertainment company. I've got various other things. I'm long, by the way, in the NQ. I reversed that too late. So we'll hold on this. We'll sit on this for a bit to see whether or not it's going to go do. If that's the low, and it's going to go do an RDA check, maybe on the index. So we'll sit on it. We're on about 18 lots. What I'll do is I'll wait for it to kind of get to, ideally what I want to, it recaptured that level. So it was a level overshoot. We do have another level down at 3.0015. So that's your other level on the downside. That's your other level, and then you've got this previous level that now has been recaptured right around 0.24. So we do it. We're at a reaction area on chart 4. We're in a reaction area on chart 1 on the NQ. I think I figured out how to do this. So you know what's cool about Stream Deck, for those that don't use it, it's $249 for like the big one. But anyways, if you like kind of hotkeys and you like shortcuts and like you get adept at using it, the other cool thing about Stream Deck that's really awesome is that you can set up these profiles. And basically what you can do is you can say, okay, you know, when I'm in this app, then this profile should show. So you'll see, like when I'm in the TradingView app, for instance, it shows specific buttons, and it's specific buttons, you know, like shortcuts and everything else in TradingView. When I'm in like Word or whatever, it can then switch to a different profile. When I'm in a browser, it's a different profile. When I'm in Discord, it's a different profile. So it basically gives you 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 times 8, 32, like shortcuts on just your base. And then you could actually just click a quick button, and then you have another, well, not 32, but you have another 31 shortcuts. If you're into those type of tools, and you probably already know about it already, but it's pretty cool. Especially when you know, like anything else, trading is a habit, meaning that, you know, trading is a series of habit creation. Look at that GC trade. Damn it, Jim. I'm a GC trader, not a doctor. We'll stick with our original plan. Doing a momentum check and a bias check, and then our next entries are at the extremes. So we're trading chart 2. We've got another level, and then we've got the RDA check. So if GC does want to sell off, like as a false break, you know, you've got the level around 2027, and then you've got the level right around 2030. That's where you've got your next level. So that's what to check on GC. Anyways, I'm sharing that because what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate a few things that I do, or that I want to start. So I'm going to automate with Stream Deck just by pushing buttons. Should I have for lunch? That's the question. That's the real question. Well, if this NQ trade does get to where I want it to get, which is the OR high possibly, up to 1387, obviously our first profit zone is right here. That's our first profit zone. If it gets up there. Well, really our first profit zone should be chart 4, which is right here. That's the profit zone. So 045 and then 053. We are at a reaction zone here, but it looks like the buyers are stepping up a little bit. And we're maybe going to get entered on some of our CL positions at a higher level. So we'll put this one here. Let it spike. Chart 2 on NQ is messing around with the RDA. All right, at 11:30 my time, where I'm at right now anyways. I will call the stream for now, and then we'll be back in the afternoon I'll still be trading over the session. So for those that if you want to know my trades, what I'm doing, I'll probably keep on Discord just because I'm not going to be saying anything inappropriate. Or even if I do, I can say it on inappropriate. What you want to do is you want to join on Discord. But I'll just share for those that are on Discord. I'm going to be working on. I'm trading, so I'll be talking trading, but I'm going to be working on other things as far as like automation and a few other things just to make things better, better. We'll see if this zone's gonna hold on the NQ. So far, it chart 2 doing the RDA and doing the momentum check on chart 4, what we expect. So nothing's outside of the realm of what we expect. It is doing a level check right now, so it might want to do another level check down to 0.15. So if you haven't joined Discord, you want to join Discord, but I'm just sharing on ahead of time. Like what I'm going to work on is automating with Stream Deck, where basically I can take a ticker like NQ, and then what I would do, oh, there we go. We got the level check there. And then what I would do is through that automation, it would share. I'd be able to voice talk the levels that I see and everything else, and then it would share in Discord or wherever else I wanted to share that text. So that's one thing I'm going to be working on. So I'll see you in a little bit. I'm looking forward to streaming here in the afternoon. And then, thanks everybody for joining. I know not many questions today. But we'll be back in the afternoon. Looking forward to it. All right, see ya. Booyakasha. We're going to get off that. And then booyakasha. I need sound effects. I need my own soundboard. I just need my own soundboard that I can just use just for my own motivation. That's what I